This video is brought to you by my two books, Practical Music Theory for the Rock Guitarist and The Blues Guitar Bible. Want to learn about modes, harmony, scales, chord substitution and keys? Or maybe you're interested in supercharging your blues guitar rhythm and lead chops. Whatever you're interested in, I guarantee you will be hitting the fast lane to progress with either of these works. Both feature video demonstrations and tutorials, loads of tabs and jam tracks to play along with, and I promise you, everything is explained in crystal clear plain English. Check out the links in the description for more details. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. That was me doing one of my warm-up jams. I like these days to create a new jam track if I'm going to do a jam. It's the actual, thing of recording the chord sequence and the bass line seems to act as a warm-up, if you see what I mean, and then I have a jam over the top of it, and that was this morning's effort. It's relevant to the topic we're going to talk about today, as you will see as the video goes on, because today it's another one of these light bulb moment videos where I'm talking about discoveries that I made, where I stumbled across, or indeed in many occasions was shown, something that was a significant discovery for me in terms of playing music or playing the guitar or just music in general. And I often have to think long and hard about the titles of such videos because, you need to get people's interest. Some channels, I don't know how they do it, but they seem to manage to get away with, putting a video up with a title like Concepts for Soloing in the Dorian Mode. I do that, it gets no views. So I've got to come up with some sort of witty title that is relevant. I don't want to do clickbait, where the title of the video is absolutely nothing to do with the subject matter, but it's a way of dressing that subject matter up in a way that makes people think, oh, I'll have a look at that, and hopefully you've just done that. So yes, listen to the voices in your head. How can that be relevant to playing a guitar solo? Well, allow me to explain.
Here is the explanation.
Okay, this particular light bulb moment on the construction or phrasing of a guitar solo has three sources for me. One is a comedy radio quiz panel game. Another is a Beatles song, and another is a Cream song. And basically, I noticed, I don't know what drew it to my attention, but I noticed at some point that if you look at the solo from the Beatles back in the USSR, it goes something like this. Something like that, but basically that first little series of licks there, that is, I can't swear whether it is the melody or not that is being sung in the song, you know, flew in from Miami Beach, BOAC, etc., but it certainly is the phrasing rhythm of it. You can hear those, if you put your mind to it, you can hear flew in from Miami Beach, BOAC. Against that, you know, it's obvious once you spot it. So, you know, taking either the direct melody or failing that, just the actual phrasing rhythm, the phonetic pattern of syllables that are sung, and turning that into the rhythm of the lick that you're playing is something that I first noticed in, you know, back in the USSR by the Beatles. And then I didn't spot this one for myself. I read about it in a guitar magazine in the late 80s, where it was pointed out that Eric Clapton's solo from Sunshine of Your Love is basically the phrasing rhythm of Blue Moon, you know, the old jazz standard kind of, is it a jazz standard? But the old kind of part of the Great American Songbook, you might call it, the song Blue Moon that was reworked in the 50s. Who was it, by the Marcells as a doo-wop kind of number. You know, Blue Moon, you saw me standing alone, that one. That is pretty much what Eric Clapton plays in the opening stanza of the solo in Sunshine of Your Love. Again, is it the actual melody from Blue Moon, or is he just quoting the phrasing? Probably just quoting the phrasing to fit the harmonic environment, the key that he's in, the riff that he's playing over, whatever. So, you know, taking not just the phrasing pattern of the song, of the melody of the song that you're playing as the basis of your solo, but a completely different song. Hendrix does it in one of it. Is it the Monterey or Woodstock performance? I always forget. Where he, I think it's Monterey, where he, is it in the solo of Wild Thing, where he uses the phrasing from Strangers in the Night? So it's a well trodden path. It's a well used ruse for creating, you know, the phrasing pattern, the rhythmic pattern. Doesn't have to be the melody. I just want to stress that you're not looking to copy the melody as the actual notes that are being used in what you're referencing. It's just the phrasing of it, the phonetic, you know, element of it. And then there used to be, or probably still is, but I haven't listened to it in years. But there's a comedy panel quiz game show on the BBC radio. It's called I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, and it's just basically parlour games and funny people doing funny stuff. And one of the rounds in this is you've got to sing the tune of the lyrics to one song to the tune to another. So you might have the challenge is to sing the lyrics to What Shall We Do with a Drunken Sailor to the tune of Land of Hope and Glory, or vice versa. Like real mismatches like that. And there's a piano player there in the studio, and they provide the accompaniment. And points are awarded on this show for comedic effort in doing so. But that whole kind of thing of you can take the melody from one thing, or the phrasing from one thing, and place it into a different context is very much what I was doing in that opening solo in this video. So, in case you haven't spotted it yet, well, here's a little bit of a giveaway. This was my entree into the solo. This is how I got the ball rolling. Yes, indeed. The memories came flooding back. I remember kind of lying about my age to go and see that in the cinema. But yeah, the other one that I want from the movie soundtrack of Grease. You know, I got chills, they're multiplying and I'm losing control, etc., etc. That was the phrasing rhythm that I had in my head as I was playing this solo. So literally, you just listen to the voices, or the voice, that's in your head, and it will provide you with a solo. You know, think about when you are, you know, about to launch into a solo. You never can, you know, if it's a song that you know you're going to have to play a solo on, then think about, you know, what tempo is it at? What big hit songs do I know that are roughly that sort of tempo? And use that as your starting point for gaining that sort of that way in. And once you've got a head of steam, once you've got the ball rolling, you know, that your natural kind of licks and improvisational nous will hopefully take over. But this is a good way of, you know, getting away into a solo. And, well, now we know what to do. Listen to the voices in your head, go away and have some fun with it. And as always, you'll find a full tab for the solo at the start of the video in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it and the jam track to play along with yourself and that little explanation clip that you've just seen there. That is, as usual, all up on my Patreon page. There's the address, link in the description, and you can probably recite this along with me now. $3 or about £3 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies and resources that go along with these YouTube videos there. I say it often enough, you probably can say it off by heart yourself now. But anyway, it's all up on Patreon, and of course a massive, massive thank you to everyone who supports me in that, or any of the other ways, all of which are downstairs in the description. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it useful, informative, and perhaps even entertaining. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Why not drop me a like as well while you're at it? And don't forget, of course, the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we chat and drink beer on a Friday at 5 PM UK time. Can you think of a better way to kick off the weekend? I really can't. It's great, and I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.